The Pixel 6a is the most recent smartphone to enter the hyper-competitive upper mid-range smartphone market, which is also populated by Samsung, Apple, and other manufacturers. At its I/O 2022 keynote, Google briefly described the new phone before announcing it live on stage. Just so you know, the 6.1-inch Pixel phone that is currently available incorporates many of the same design elements as the more expensive Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, including a raised camera portion and a two-tone color scheme. But the real question most people would have in mind right now is the Pixel 6a worth it? And how does it compare to other smartphones in its price range? Well, you've come to the right place. Stick around until the end of the video and you'd be able to answer these questions. Hello and welcome to Krazzy Tech. Here we discuss the latest tech gadgets and inventions. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click on the notification bell. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up, and if you ever have any concerns, questions or opinions about the video, don't be shy, just leave a comment down below. Now let's get into the video. The Pixel 6a is significant because it's the first mid-range Google phone to come equipped with a Tensor processing rather than Qualcomm CPU. Regardless of the color you choose, it will come with the same 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage upon delivery, and at a $499 price. The camera bar that extends across the top of the Google Pixel 6a's design is what distinguishes it from the Pixel 6. That creates a two-tone finish on the device's back, dividing it. Although the phone is made of plastic or a 3D thermoformed composite, it still has a decent quality. Because it's glossy, some greasy fingerprints may be attracted, although on lighter colors, they are barely noticeable. It's a tad smaller than the Pixel 6, and people with smaller hands or those who don't want something bulky will definitely enjoy the size of this phone. Although Samsung is working to alter that with products like the Galaxy A53 5G, which also boasts IP67, it used to be somewhat unusual for a phone in this price range to carry an IP67 classification to protect against spills and splashes. Overall, the quality is sufficient and there is no indication that it's a lower-end product. In actuality, the color selections give this phone a little more individuality and give you the impression that it was thoughtfully created. Display. Looking at the phone's screen won't reveal anything groundbreaking. The Pixel 6a, which has a 6.1-inch display, is opposed to the Pixel 6's 6.4-inch, and the Pixel 6 Pro's 6.7-inch is the smallest of the Pixel smartphones. It has an OLED display with a 2400 by 1080 pixel resolution, giving it the wonderful color saturation and deep blacks you expect with that technology. This results in a pixel density of 429 ppi, which is beautiful and sharp, making the display seem fantastic. The minor drawback is that, because the refresh rate is restricted to 60Hz, there are no faster refresh rates to eliminate draggy scrolling. For around the same asking price, many competitors are already selling that product, such as the OnePlus Nord 2T. Do quicker refresh rates matter? In some circumstances, notably when scrolling through things like Twitter, there is a noticeable difference. However, in everyday use, it really isn't a deal breaker. Therefore, its absence must be weighed against some of the advantages this phone provides in other areas. Hardware and performance. With the introduction of Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro in October 2021, Google significantly changed the appearance of the Pixel series. Google's new smartphones stood out thanks to a camera bar that covered most of their width instead of having a plain design that blended in with the other Android smartphones on the market. The construction materials are the key distinction between the Pixel 6a and its more expensive siblings. You're met with a plastic substance that Google calls 3D thermoformed composite rather than a glass back. It must be said that it has a high-end appearance, and at a first sight, one would have assumed that it's made of glass, but when you hold it in your hand, it feels like plastic, albeit not in a chaotic manner. The rest of it is pretty much ordinary. You have a power or a sleep and a volume button on the right side of the phone, a metal alloy frame covered in matte plastic, and a USB-C port on the bottom of the device between the primary speaker and microphone. Despite all of that plastic, the Pixel 6a weighs only 178 grams, which is good news. The Pixel 6a also supports Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E. In essence, you'll be able to pair your phone with any contemporary Bluetooth speaker, headphones or earbuds and connect to the fastest and best routers. You'll also be able to conduct contactless payments using your phone. Camera. Since the release of the original Pixel in 2016, Google has dominated the smartphone photography market, mostly due to its excellent use of computational photography. The Pixel 6a uses sensors from previous smartphones, but we're delighted to report that the photographs it takes still look fantastic, despite not being as good as those from Pixel's top models. The primary rear camera on the Pixel 6a has the same 12-megapixel Sony IMX363 sensor as the Pixel 3 through the Pixel 5. It's not terrible, but the 50-megapixel sensor on the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro is better. However, the 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor is the same one that can be found on Google's more expensive devices. The constancy of the Pixel 6a's cameras is one of our favorite features. Even though they are no longer flagship models, they almost always produce high-quality photographs. Expect a crisp shot on your subject, especially in ideal lighting. When utilizing digital zoom, Google's computational photography technologies that process the backdrop or background image do an excellent job of filling in the gaps, but there is a noticeable loss of clarity and crispness. In the end, you won't be dissatisfied if you're seeking a nice camera. Although the sensors aren't as good as those in the phones that cost hundreds of dollars more, the Pixel 6a's camera is still superior to other low-priced phones' cameras. Although the Pixel 6a's front-facing camera isn't flawless, it blurs the background when you need it to. Software. One benefit of choosing a Pixel smartphone is that it won't have any pre-installed apps or duplicate apps, and you'll be the first in line for updates to new versions of Android. 3 OS updates are anticipated, bringing it up to Android 15 in 2024. Additionally, there is the promise of 5 years of security upgrades, which is a significant commitment to guarantee that the phone will be functional well into the future. The software interaction on the Pixel 6a is largely the same as it is on the other Pixel devices, offering Material View for themed customization, a quick and fluid day-to-day experience, and amazing tools like the recorder that will live transcribe as someone is speaking to you. While entirely Pixel-exclusive software features are somewhat uncommon, some do nevertheless exist to set the device apart from other Android smartphones. On the other hand, many handsets, like Samsung for instance, provide a lot more options right out of the box. Battery life. The Pixel 6a won't let you down if you require a phone that can run all day without recharging. Throughout testing, the 4410 mAh battery inside was able to survive for 16 hours straight each day, with about 30 to 35% of the battery still remaining when we went to sleep. It's possible because Google created the adaptive battery function a few years ago, the Tensor processor, and the 60Hz screen. The Pixel 6a will last you well over 14 hours, even if you do things like looping a 4K film with 50% brightness or playing a video game without earphones. That's quite impressive for a phone of this price, let alone a mid-range one. This is in contrast to other well-liked mid-range smartphones, such as the third-generation iPhone SE from Apple. The device could survive the entire day on a charge, but around bedtime, it would start warning us that the battery was becoming low. On the Pixel 6a, that has never taken place. In addition, the SE outlasted the 6a on the battery test, lasting only 11 hours and 20 minutes. When it comes to modern standards, 18 watts fast charging, which Google includes, isn't particularly quick. However, it's sufficient to re-energize you promptly, 0% to 50% in about half an hour. Sadly, wireless charging is not available, therefore you must use a wire and a power brick. Is Google Pixel 6a a good option? Truth is, the Pixel 6a is perhaps the best phone that you can buy right now at under $500, provided you don't live in a place with patchy internet connectivity. So what do you think? Would you buy the Pixel 6a? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. See you in the next one.